13. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Let me share the presentation. Give me a second. Give me a few seconds. Okay. Okay. So is the presentation slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's start. Okay. So last week, like we have started off with the new module. That is, like a new like a new subject, like in management, that is corporate restructuring. So we have discussed, like why there is a need for corporate restructuring and know what is a corporate restructuring. So what are the points to be, like taken into consideration while a company or an organization's top management decides to go for corporate restructuring. Uh, the basic need for a corporate restructuring is either the company is facing some financial losses or seeing a probable loss in the future. So, or they are not meeting the profits continuously for quite some time. So they think that there is a need for like restructuring the financial matters, or the financial department, or the sales or marketing department for that matter, or they may be like in and they may be having an idea to restructure their product or service, completely restructure what they are offering to the customers or the final consumer. So that may be the reason. And second reason may be there may be need for layoffs in the company, group layoffs in the company, and few things has to be, that is a single employee has to be like given the responsibility of take up the role of and the responsibility of three or more employees. So that may be the reason for restructuring. And the third reason may be the levels of management, that is especially the top management. So the top management people may feel that there is a need to change in the roles and responsibilities of the persons who occupy that role. Okay, so for example, letting go of the CEO and making another person as like a president of the company or vice president, or instead letting go of the president and vice president and no like completely restructuring the top management as no like CEO, CFO, and COO. So this may be also a reason. And the fourth reason is for a quite long time the company may be no like going in a no like a constant mode. There may not be much changes in the company. So for quite a long time they may be in a constant mode, operating no like very subtly, like for some time. So when the new generation people not take up the higher positions in the top management, they may feel that there is a need for restructuring because they feel that the whole environment, the corporate environment, for them they may know like they may feel no, it's very boring, and it's no like following many conventional ways of no like doing things on no taking matters. So they may feel the new generation, no, the upcoming generation taking up the new roles and responsibilities in top management, they feel that something new has to be added. So for that reason also corporate restructuring may happen. And another reason is the stakeholders may demand a restructure for the company, maybe the shareholders or the the government and the investors, so or the auditing team or sometimes even the consumers, they may feel that no like okay, if this person is being taken out from the company it would be well and good, or if this person occupies the top share no in the company, so the company would do good, the product may be no like much better than the previous one, or the service the company is giving, so sorry, that may be but much better than the previous one. So it may be the stakeholders' decision or stakeholders' willingness. No, like a company wants to restructure its the whole environment. And finally, like there is a sort of no like boredom in the company. There is a sort of boredom and no like nothing new has no like come into the company's process. So they haven't changed for quite a lot of time. There is no like they haven't adapted to the new technology or no like something new which is happening in the industry or which is happening in the market. So the top management may feel that there is a need to adapt to the new technology, new things now happening in the market, something related to the workflow or the production, the way they produce the products, or maybe installation of no like new kind of automation machines and everything, and no adapting to new technologies like integration of AI. And so for many reasons, many reasons, like company top management may think like instead of like going with the same boredom, so they may go for this restructuring process. So these were the reasons why a corporate or any business for that matter like they think about restructuring the whole affairs of the company. So now let's see how. One second, sorry. Okay, let's see how it can be done. So what are the before starting a restructuring process? What has to be done? So first thing is setting specific short and long term objectives to be achieved through restructuring. So why this restructuring is done? So that has to be discussed in detail. And once the approval is got from the deciding authorities, that is whoever is going to get involved in this or whoever is going to uh, sign the contract or sign the agreement for letting the restructuring happen. So they should be knowing very well what they are what they are going to face. Okay, so the whatever things they can they are going to see in the future. They can make it as a short term or long term objectives. So and they have to decide why this restructuring is happening, and if it is a short term goal or objective, so what is the maximum time limit they have? What are the things to be changed? And who are the persons to be involved in that change? Everything. If it is a long time objective, say long time objective in the sense establishing an R&D department, that's a long term objective because it's an extensive and expensive process. It's both extensive and expensive process. That is establishing, having an R&D department in an organization. So that is a long-term objective. Or no, like doing the business internationally, going to international countries, for developing the business. That is a long-term objective. Or like expanding the business, maybe, capacity expansion, or expansion in the number of employees, or expansion in the number of projects, or whatever. So that may be the long-term objective. So why this restructure is happening? So that has to be observed, and that has to be, clearly communicated with the decision-making authorities, and their approval is needed. So once their approval is got, then, slowly the restructuring thing has to happen. It shouldn't happen, uh, it shouldn't happen, immediately. The restructuring process shouldn't be, immediate. Slowly it has to happen. Second point is planning growth scenarios after restructuring in advance. So once the restructuring is done, so what should be the next two processes? So what are the things they have to know, focus, for the development, for the growth of the organization? So those things has to be discussed in advance. Then defining core businesses and focusing on them. Though the restructuring is happening in the organization, it doesn't mean the all the departments or all the levels of management should completely focus on the restructuring process. So this restructuring has can be delegated once decided by the top management. This can be delegated to the concerned employees, or departmental heads, and let them take care of the process. So what is then what the top management will do? They have to concentrate on the business, because when restructuring is happening, sometimes there may be cash flow, or most of the times the cash flow may be halted for some other reasons. So in those cases, it is better to concentrate on the core businesses, at least keeping the existing businesses in hand, working on the businesses, which is happening right now, and getting new businesses in advance. So that may be the better, that's advisable for the top management. So when restructuring is happening, it doesn't mean the all the levels of management has to completely get themselves involved, or look on to the restructuring process. So instead of wasting time on that, let the departmental heads take care of the restructuring process. So communicate with those departmental heads, regarding the restructuring process. Give them the responsibilities, what has to be done in their departments, respective departments, and the top management's the pivot role is to completely concentrate on the core business. So that thing shouldn't be neglected. Developing a restructuring plan towards superior shareholder value. So everything is done not to get profit, get more profit in the future. And this thing, when restructuring is happening, sometimes, most of the times, the company may face some financial crunch or financial crisis. So it's better to get shareholders support when restructuring is happening. So speak with those shareholders in advance, let them know so why this restructuring is happening, and get try to get their support, and their whatever the money, or whatever they are planning to invest, take it ready in advance. And next is demonstrating leaders commitment to restructure. That is, whoever is guys, somebody has not muted your audio. Syed Hassan, mute your audio. Okay. Demonstrating leaders' commitments to restructure. That is so whoever is responsible for this restructuring, say for example, if restructuring is happening in financial department and the marketing and sales department. So marketing heads and sales heads, and the financial heads, these two leaders, that is these two departmental heads are responsible for taking up the restructuring process. So they have to be they have to be communicated with clear idea of what are their roles, responsibilities, how the process should happen, what are their commitments, and what is the expected date to start, and on a daily basis know what things they have to do and how to go with the process and what are the resources know like that could be made available to them. The company will support with that and know what is the end date, know like the restructuring process no should complete everything no like it has to be communicated with those departmental heads and sharing a restructuring plan across the group organizations. If it is a single entity, then that's fine. No, like everything happens within that organization. But no, if there are group of organizations, no, working under one single brand, so the restructuring plan has to be communicated with all the group organizations. For example, no, like you have this Reliance Group, it has no like refineries, it has no like merchandise, it has oil and refinery, everything. No, like these are group organizations which work under one brand called Reliance. So all even no like if restructuring is happening in no like say Reliance Industries or no like in Reliance merchandise, no like that has to be communicated with the other group organizations as well. So everybody has to know, no, within that brand, within that organization, everyone has to know what is happening in the, the sister concern or the other group organization. Setting objective criteria to identify candidates for restructuring. So each candidate has to be, like given of what the objective of the restructuring is. Accessing restructuring alternatives and selecting the best option. So management is all about no like managing things is all about no like not just no sticking on to one choice or not like one, not just one option. You should have no variety of options. You should have no like at least two, three plans, no. So if plan A is not working, no like immediately implement plan B. If that's not working, go for plan C. So having no like alternatives in advance, no, it's advisable because when no when you're sticking on to just only one choice of restructuring process and if that is facing any problem no when the process is going on if for any other reason if the restructuring process is stalled or stopped then that would be no like a lot of no like chaos will be happening within the organization like it is no like half done and half yet to be done, so that is no like a complete mess in the organization. So that shouldn't happen. So always have no like alternatives, no like have no two, three plans, restructuring plans in hand. So go with no like the first one, the better one. And if there is no any hurdles no coming in between, try to resolve those issues in the beginning stage itself. Or if that couldn't be no like resolved or no like resoluted, then go for no the next plan, no plan B, which is no like readily in hand. Finding the right partners to complete the transactions. No, like select the right people, no, for this process. So don't go on, no, like involving A to Z employees, no, like everyone in this process. Yes, if it is going to be a complete restructuring process, of course, no, all the employees has to be involved. Or if it is going to be in only some department or in only in some project or in one particular, like process, whether it's no like marketing process or no like production process, whatever. So select the right persons, no, to go on with this restructuring. Don't go on, no, picking everyone. So that is a suggestion to the top management. Executing restructuring in a swift and intensive manner. So it has to be swift. So like without any no like a major agitations happening in the company and no very intensive, it has to be very intensive, even the small no like detailed has to be changed. There is no very detailed no like information has to be no like passed, it has to be communicated, few things has to be changed. So it's not like no like covering only the cream of the cake but no like very deep no like it is completely restructuring. So start from the scratch. So that is the best option. Monitoring the progress of restructuring plan on a regular basis. So of course that has to happen to check no whether no like everything the process is no like going on in line. And finally, involving external advisors in the restructuring process. So here no like it depends on the top management's decision, like whether to involve external advisors, like having a help, getting help from an auditing team or getting help from. So So for corporate restructuring, there are agencies, there are no like business consultancies, no like who can no help organizations in restructuring processes. So the top management can decide whether to involve those external advisors or agents in their restructuring process. If it is required, they can no engage them so that no like things will no like go in a very smooth manner. That is the core activities no in each and every department that won't be disturbed, and all the employees and the departmental heads no can go on with the no like their own work. So nobody has no like what do you say no like will not be no like given with no like more responsibility of the restructuring process, because these external department external advisors no will take care of that process. So the top management will not be communicating with the departmental heads, but these external advisors would be doing that. And no, like for financial stability also, no, like you can get a good advice from these external advisors, because during the restructuring process, of course, there will be no like a kind of no like uh, uh, the company has to be little rigid in no like the financial matters. So these are the processes, no, like which has to be the points, no, which has to be kept in mind before any restructuring process. So, and this has to be done by the top management. Okay, so preemptive restructuring. So preemptive restructuring is no like otherwise you can call it as preventive restructuring. So this is kind of thing, no, before the actual restructuring happen, like going to happen, like you're changing few things in advance. That is no like instead of no like immediately explaining to your employees that no like you're going to know like revamp everything, no completely change everything, no from the scratch. So they may get confused, or they may feel no like they may feel aloof, or they may be no like scared about no like what will happen to them to their job, and whether their roles responsibilities will change, or whether the person they are reporting to no like they are going no like that would be changed, and whether they will get a team leader no like whom they are not comfortable with. So a lot of no like things will be going on in the minds of the employees when you know like just like that when you announce your employees no like a restructuring is no like the company is planning for a restructuring. So to avoid this chaos, no, to avoid these no like unwanted tensions and no like disruptions, so the management suggests, a few scholars suggest that no like before going into the actual restructuring, go for a preemptive restructuring. That is no like start something no like little small, even without the no like the employees coming to know like something no like changes are happening right now. So then if you inform them no like we are going for restructuring, it will be easy for them to know like accept it and adapt it. So they may know like feel committed to it, and they may know like involve themselves with the restructuring process. So that is the best option. And if an organization waits too long to address problems with its business, so what happens if restructuring is not done? That is no like you're completely, you know that something is wrong with the process, business is not going good, or departments are not working in no like a profitable manner. Employees are lethargic, they are not committed at all, their morale is no like has gone down, is going down or gone down already. And like there is no like a kind of a systematic work is not happening in the organization, which gradually will lead the organization to a downfall in the nearby future. So even after seeing all these things, if you're avoiding a restructuring process, if you're not like neglecting a restructuring process, so what will happen is no like after some time the company would dissolve, the organization will not like get dissolved. So in order to avoid that, or in order to know like avoid another situation where no like forcefully no like restructuring is done, because at the end stage, when everything is out of hand, sometimes an organization decides no, let's go for the restructuring, no, from tomorrow onwards we don't have enough time. So that's a sudden decision, and there is no like very limited time, and it is not easy to know like accept that no like accept this thing no by the employees. No, it's very difficult to know like accept it when things immediately happen. So either go for no like preempting restructuring. So that is the best thing. No, like if the company is no like very small, then no like restructuring has can happen anytime. You can make the employees convinced. But imagine no like a company with no like thousands of no like employees, 6,000, 10,000, 15,000 employees. Restructuring is not at all easy. And no convincing all the employees, no like it's not at all easy. So to avoid that, no, like confusions in the minds of your employees, so like better, no, like go with preemptive restructuring. That is, no, like start the processes, no, like small before the actual restructuring. So preventive restructuring may deter executives from taking the full measures that are necessary to return business. So when you're doing preemptive restructuring, you're not actually starting the restructuring. And if, for example, it is necessary to lay off 20% of your workforce to achieve the same cost efficiency as your competitors, better to do this over several years than all at once. Several years or several months, several weeks, several days, whatever. So whichever is feasible for the organization, they can go with it. That is the preemptive restructuring. Say, for example, no, like if you're planning the restructuring process, no, from the next financial year, say for example the next financial year is no like 2025 April. So for the past year you have seen no like nothing has no like good has happened in the organization. Sales are down, profit is down, and no like company is no meeting losses. Employees are not no like committed, they are not working, they are not like completing their tasks on the daily basis. So something is wrong no within the organization, the workflow or whatever, no, something is wrong. So what you can do is in like when you're no like announcing the restructuring just before the start of the financial year, say by next 2025 January, February or March, like that we are going to start a restructuring from no 2025 April onwards. So it's better to start from now onwards. Small changes, no, in the company procedures, no, and the company the flows, no, the workflow in the company. So that's what no they are suggesting. And organizations must perform a restructuring audit on their businesses. So this is where no like you can either engage the external advisors, or you can have an audit team within your company. That is no like select a good no like auditing team, and no like let them audit the process, okay, on that business periodically, looking for opportunities to create value by voluntarily restructuring before circumstances leave them with no choice. So before not things get no like out of control, so from better start right now. Okay. So the board of directors, no, like they should know like consider a few key points, before starting the restructuring process. The first one is adding value. That is, what is the organization's core business? That is the units, number of units in the organization, or number of departments in the organization, or number of no like group organizations, which is no like like functioning under the single brand. The products, what are the products or services offered by the organization, and customers that bring cash into the business. That is the services and the customers. Who are our target customers or target market, and everything, like where they are doing their business. If it is an online business or it's an offline business, if it is an offline business, who are their distribution channels? So in what way the profit is like coming into the organization? So like so that has to be like those things has to be like very clear. How should the redesigned organization look like? So what is the like vision, the vision after the restructuring has happened? So how the organization has to be, that vision has to be very clear in the minds of uh, all the parties involved in the restructuring process. Then, is the organization efficiently functioning, and does it obtain true value for money? So that has to be like noted, because when everything is going smooth, like everything is going in a good way, and no, like employees are no like completely committed, profits are no like coming up, and no like company is no like going with new enhancements, everything is no like going very good, no like then there is no reason to restructure. No, it is like unwantedly, like kindling something. So that doesn't have to happen. No, like only if there is a need for restructuring. Otherwise, no, let the process, no, like the usual process, no, let it happen in the same way. Balancing short and long term risk. How is the employment brand managed? So that has to be taken care. And could proposed measures damage the future business strategy? So whether no like after restructuring process the future business, how will it have an effect on this, no like how this restructuring will have an effect on the future business. That has to be noted. That's why no like in the first slide, no like it has been advised to the top management that so let the heads and the other no like persons take care of the restructuring process, and the top management concentrate on core business. The present clients or the shareholders, the stakeholders, the customers, so that shouldn't like let go. So you have to preserve them till the restructuring process like completes, because that is the only thing like which generates profits to the company. So that is like very much needed during the restructuring process. So that has to be taken care of. And what steps should be taken so that key talent is retained? In many cases, no, in organizations, you can see when restructuring is happening, like uh, few key talented people, like they may feel they are not disoriented to the company. They may not get adapted to the change. They may not be ready to adapt to the restructuring process. So they may feel or they may be scared that their importance in the company may get deteriorated, may go off. And so for any other reason, like the key talents in the company, may tend to leave the organization. So that shouldn't happen. So what the that is the top management can do is like call the key talents, like address to them and let like explain to them why this restructuring process, what is the need for the restructuring process right now in the organization, why this is happening, what would be the like expected output, and whether their roles and their salary package or whatever, will whether that will remain the same or not. Everything has to be, like discussed with them in advance so that the company can retain those key talents. And how is the development of staff continued with restructuring? So even when the restructuring is happening, the core business has to go on, and along with that, the development of the employees and the staff that has to go on. So that shouldn't be stagnated. So things has to like keep on going on and keep on like get advancing. So it doesn't mean when restructuring is happening, the other things in the organization have has to be like stalled. No, that is not going to happen. That would like become a big loss to the company if like the core thing is not going on, the core workflow is not happening. So that becomes a big problem to the organization. So everything should like go on as usual on one side, and the other side the restructuring should be happen. So this is how the process has to go on. What is the market impression about the organization before and after the restructuring? So how the market sees the organization, how your distribution channels sees the organization before and after restructuring, how your stakeholders see you before and after restructuring. So that has to be taken into consideration. The third one is engaging effectively with staff. So this is more important. Not only like cash, like uh, re- uh, the cash, the money is not the only resource for the organization. The employees are also equally important and equally, like high yielding resources in the organization. So all the employees has to be, like communicated. A clear communication has to go to all the employees, and especially to those employees who are being involved in the restructuring processes. So is the approach to restructuring consistent with the organization's declared value? So that has to be monitored. Or effective communication plans in place. That is communication taking part effectively, efficiently, clearly, and completely. Communication has to be it has to be complete. It shouldn't be like half said and like half not said. It should be complete. So whatever like the restructuring process the top management is like thinking about. So each and every plan, each and every detail of the like the restructuring process that has to be completely and clearly communicated to those employees. Is management engaging with staff in an appropriate manner? And sometimes like I have seen in like one or two companies where I have worked that when restructuring is happening, there would be a gap, there would be a communication gap, or there would be a kind of like a professional gap between the uh, top or the middle management and the the line management. Like there would be some kind of like a friction, or like it doesn't have to be a friction, but that is a kind of like some kind of non-communication happening between like these two levels of managements. So what happens is like the line management level management people they may think like without their knowledge, without their uh, knowing things like something is happening in the organization. So what would that be? So their minds would be completely like working on these things, and they would fail to do their day-to-day works, day-to-day like responsibilities. So this usually happens. So this should not happen. Those restructuring processes going on, the daily communication, the usual communication which is happening between the departmental managements and their teams. The Mr. Vipin, please mute your audio. Mr. Vipin, mute your audio. So though this restructuring is happening, so the normal communication, the day-to-day communication between the line management and the middle management, or the top management and the line management, or the middle management and the top management. So that should like it should go on. So there should not be any miscommunication or non-communication happen. So make sure that is the top management has to make sure all the people involved in the restructuring process has to make sure so these things are being followed, okay, before restructuring or when the restructuring is happening. Okay. So prior to restructuring, the top management is being like advised on like very important factor, that is the cash reserve. So how this can be done? Make sure that the organization's owners, leaders, leadership team, and directors are personally protected. That is personally in the sense like their investments, okay, their capital, investments, and their capital contribution, that is personally protected. Because with that only the whole thing operates, the whole organization operates. So the capital from the investors, or the from the shareholders, and from the owners, from the other leaders, that is more important than anything. Because that is the core thing which runs the company, which runs the organization. So because when restructuring is happening, as discussed earlier, there would be a financial crunch or crisis, and few things has to be where cash is involved, like few things has to be like very rigid. So you cannot go on with the cash flow like just like before, other than like giving salaries or wages or like other things. So make sure the main investors' money is personally protected. And okay, I'll just read out the other 2 points, and then I'll give you an excellent example like what has happened. When the organization is in trouble or under restructuring, it is vulnerable to lawsuits from creditors and other wanting to cash it on their distress. The organization should make sure its top leaders are protected by the directors and the officers policy. There is no like whether it's board of directors or whoever, no, like they have to protect the top leaders, no, the top contributors of the company. Real estate planning should be encouraged to help protect personal assets of the company against personal lawsuits. By knowing that everyone is safe, the organization can focus and devote all efforts against restructuring. That is no like personal assets of the company, the land, the building, or the capital, whatever, no, like, so that has to be, no, like, safely, no, like, protected. Because, no, like, it's, uh, it becomes a little vulnerable when the restructuring is happening because one of the shareholder or one of the investor may file a lawsuit, or one of the important creditor to the company who has no lended the money, for the workflow of the company may know like file a lawsuit against the company, or may demand the money, like at that point of time when restructuring is happening, like, so it's very that's a very difficult situation to handle. So there is a website company, web hosting company, which is based in Kochi. Like I know this example. So there are no like three investors. Like there was a CEO. See, all the three investors are given with no like different roles: CEO, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and COO, Chief Operating Officer. So during the time of COVID, no, there was no like a kind of no like a lag. Usually, no, like most of the businesses faced this. There was a lag in the no like the business, no, the web hosting and other thing, no, like for the company. And during the time, the company was no even trying to no like go on with no like a new kind of marketing strategy. Like they started with the like they were planning to have no like digital marketing and all. Before that, there were marketing team no to do this process. There were around 6 to 7 no like marketing professionals no for marketing and sales of the no like the web hosting company. But they were not trying to go on with the digital marketing stuff so that they can have just no like one or two staff. And when this COVID thing was happening, and at the end of the COVID, no, like I think in 2021, at the end of no, like I think March or February 2021. So what happened was like one of the investors, no, like the COO, that is Chief Operating Officer of the company was no like planning for no like it was no like going on with few restructuring process at that time. There were no like laying off people, no like employees who were no like very lazy employees, no like because COVID time there was no like work from home thing given to those employees, and only few they were no committed to the work, done their job on a daily basis, and no like few they haven't done anything at all, but they were demanding the salary. So the company identified this and no like they no like laid off no like at least 13 to 14 employees no like out of the company. So they were sent out. And no like they were restructuring the marketing department as well, because no they were no like going into digital marketing. So many things were happening. They were recruiting no like 2 3 more talented employees. So when this was happening, no like one of the main investor, that is no the COO, Chief Operating Officer, no like, so he filed a lawsuit against this company, like stated like he was demanding his uh, no, not the share actually, but he was demanding that the company has to be no like broken down into no like two different entities, and one has to be given to him. Actually, the top management, the CEO and CFO, tried to like convince the COO that like he can get back his share. Whatever is like his share is in the company, he can get back his share, the percentage of share, and he can like go on. But this person COO was very adamant that he wanted the whole thing, because the brand, no, that matters. He want to operate his own business on the same brand. So that is no like which is not acceptable, no like by no from the end of no CEO and CFO. So a lawsuit was no like filed by the COO. Like finally the company won. No like the Thing went for 2 years, and no, they finally the company won. So COO got only his percentage of share. So this can happen, no, like when the crunch is happening, when no something is going on. So the creditors, the main creditors, or the no, like maybe the an employee of the company or the main investor of the company, no, may file a lawsuit, no, against the company asking for their no, like share, or asking for no, like a separate entity, like they want to build, they want to work on under the same brand. So to avoid this, like the company's assets, that has to be, like saved before the process starts. Oversee all cash collections and payments. So the company needs no like fund to operate during the restructuring process. So what they can do is no like they can collect it from the like all the debtors, whomever the company has given from the whatever bills, receivables, like everything can be like seen, and like try to collect the cash which is outside. So that can be done. That is, CEO must take complete control of cash. That is, depends on the size and existing structure of the organization. If cash is controlled, it cannot be overspent. So once it is no like controlled within, no, it cannot be overspent. Okay, so now we are going to see about the restructuring process. So this process is no like little long. So I think we have okay 10 more minutes. No problem. We can now like start. Okay. So the pattern of a typical corporate restructuring process, how this works is, it calls for an organization to stabilize its financial situation, return to profit, and then focus on growth. So first, stabilize the financial situation. So protect the cash, protect the capital, protect the assets of the company. Make sure these things are safe before starting the restructuring process. If companies incur excessive debts and suffer from deteriorating cash flows, short-term measures will need to be taken immediately to generate cash for debt payments. Yes. So if the company is no like suffering from a no like financial crunch, immediately like try to collect all the bills, receivables, and from the debtors, whoever the company has lended to. So in that way, yes, you can like have a. So this things has to be done before the restructuring, not during the process of restructuring, because when this is happening, restructuring is happening, already the company is little vulnerable. So this shouldn't happen. So do it, start the process before the actual process starts. To release cash and to like reduce debts, organizations can sell off fixed assets or underperforming businesses and rationalize working capital. That is, accelerate debtor collection, extend creditor payments, and reduce inventories. That is no like few underperforming businesses, which is not yielding profit to the company, or which is not consuming the maximum money, from company side. Those uh, projects, or like those workflows can be, like sold off during the restructure, before the restructuring process, because like already the company is going to be vulnerable, and like these underperforming businesses, they are going to like full heavy loss to the company, when during that process. So to avoid that situation, so sell off like assets which has which is problematic, or which doesn't yield good returns, or underperforming businesses or projects, whatever, like whichever is not yielding good profit to the company, or which is problematic, like from the time it has started. So whatever the thing is, you can like sell off. In parallel, companies will need to strengthen their core businesses. As I said earlier, this is very important, so that they can generate enough cash to finance subsequent growth initiatives. No growth initiatives can commence without having strong core business. Though structuring is happening, the core business, the communication part, the normal workflow, the day-to-day workflow, the development of the employees, everything should go on. So there should not be any, like stagnation in these processes, because these processes, like this no makes up the organization. If any of this or all of this is no like stopped or stalled, then there is no organization at all. So there would be no like a complete mess. So when the restructuring is happening and taken care by the other departmental heads or people know like who are being no like um are taken for that purpose, no? Like let them take care of those things. Other than that, the company, the top management, the line management, and other departmental employees has to go on with the core business, the communication part. Everything has to know, like the workflow, the normal workflow has to happen without any stagnation. To improve profitability in core business, companies must redesign and streamline business processes. Such efforts can be extended to the entire supply chain business rebuilding. So they have to redesign and streamline business processes. This can be tricky because no like this is again an extensive process. That is no like enter like like going on with the entire supply chain, extending no like entire supply chain and no complete business rebuilding. This is again an extensive process. So it doesn't mean that no like this shippings should happen no in another full-fledged way, but at least no to some extent if these things can be taken off when the restructuring is happening on one side, it would be beneficial to the company. And this involves a whole range of organizations' business activities, including strategies and individual business processes, whether it's financial or operational restructure. Next point is when organizations has improved the efficiency of their core business sufficiently, they are poised to shift emphasis from short-term profitability to long-term profitable growth. So once this has been done, so all the short term, like the plans or short term projects, no, that can be extended to a long term, so that no, like the company can meet more profit. To sustain growth, companies need to launch new products and develop new markets. Value building growth. Growth initiatives usually take several years to yield results. So restructuring is the best, like the time, no, to introduce new products. Uh, this may sound no like a little different, but no like this is actually good. When restructuring is happening, no, this is actually good. So going on with no like adapting to new technologies and no like implementing new things, going on with some no like advanced version of the older versions and introducing new products and enhancing the services. So this is the best time. Restructuring time, no, this is the best time for the company to go on with these decisions. As I know, like gave the example, the web hosting company, no, like so when restructuring was happening, they were there no concentrating on no like this digital marketing stuff, and they were no introducing no like few advanced technologies in the web hosting processes. Like they were no like giving this AI integrated web hosting, so which allows the clients to know like change the content no from their side. So before that it was not that the clients were no like calling these company executives or the no employees to change the content in their website, but now they can no change the content from their no comfort because they can do it from their own. So they were no like adding these things, no some new advancements no in their businesses. Now they are no like exceptionally doing good. Consequently, companies will need to consider front loading of growth initiatives. There is no like growth initiatives, no like when it is completely no like developed and no like initiated during the restructuring process. No, it always yields a good results. In many cases, business rebuilding and value rebuilding growth takes place simultaneously rather than one after the other. So business rebuilding and value building growth. You're no like restructuring the whole thing and you're no rebuilding your businesses. You're introducing new things, new products, services, and something no like new enhancements are coming up. And the core business is also no like going on, and the employees are no like they are being no like they are also like going on with their workflow, and you're building the value of the company. There is the value of the company is keeping on increasing. You're focusing on that as well. So at the end of the process, if you see, the company would be risen from one level to the top level. So this usually happens in almost all the organizations, but only if it is properly planned. Beforehand, few things has to be planned, few things has to be executed, like preemptive restructuring. Those things has to be taken care of, and then slowly the restructuring can happen. So if you ask me what is the time limit for restructuring, it depends on the top management's choice. In few organizations, it can happen within a month's time. It can happen for 6 to 8 months. It can happen for years as well. Restructuring can happen for 1 or 2 years. So slowly, things will be, if the organization is an enlarged organization where thousands of employees are working, it's not easy to implement restructuring within few months time. It would need more time. So maximum of 2 to 5 years restructuring can happen. They will be concentrating on each and every department, like getting into the core of the business, and introducing new things, and giving value added services and products. So everything would be done on the same time period. However, unless the company undergoes organizational restructuring, it is more than likely that the inefficiencies that forced the company to undergo financial restructuring in the first place will surface again. So it's better to identify the problems in the initial stage itself and go for the restructuring process. See, here restructuring doesn't mean it's a big extensive process. So even changing an employee, from shifting an employee from one department to another department by giving him another role, and giving him other responsibilities, that is also a kind of a small restructuring. It depends on which department, or what you're concentrating on to restructure. And when it is done as a whole in the organization, in each level of management, in each and every department, in each of their product line, in each of the services, everything is done, that is a massive restructuring. So the time, there is no limitation in the time, and the process, it can be extensive or it can be a small process. Everything depends on the decision of the top management. So we have no few more slides, but let's stop here as of now for today's session. So if you have any doubts, you can stay and ask me. For others, you can leave the session. We will meet you next week.
Mom, can I ask?
Yeah.
Mom, how can I get the month of March, the class PDF?
Sorry.
Month of March, 7, 15, 23, and 30. These four classes PDF.
You're talking about the PDF. I mean
Yes,
the
please.
material.
Yeah.
Presentation material. Okay. That has been already informed. Anyhow, I'll remind one more time.
Yeah, please. Because I will send the mail to Atira, but not yet
Yeah.
returned.
Sorry for interpreting 1 minute. Actually, I have shared it as single file, right, ma'am? You have combined the entire class video, class notes into a single one, and you have shared me, right?
Okay. Any mail address?
Yes, ma'am. Please tell me.
Okay. If the topic is business management, I think I have shared the as a single file. So
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the content I have shared it as a single PDF file. Yes.
And I have shared that. I have shared it in your mail regarding the classes. I am sending you the invitation mail. No, in the same file, in the same mail, I have attached the same file so that you can check in your previous mail. You can find that class notes.
Okay. I'll be checking. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.